Good morning
Good
and
morning.
welcome to Cafecito Time.
Good
Today
morning.
we have a special treat. Hector Perez is an appraiser that has been in the industry for over 35 years, but he's also a real estate agent. Therefore, he knows both sides of real estate. Hector, welcome.
Good morning, ladies, and
Good
thank you for the nice invitation to Cafecito Time. I look forward to it.
Thank you. So today we just want to touch a little bit about appraisals. What are they? How do they affect real estate? How does it come into play with a loan? And what to look for in an appraisal? Because honestly, Hector, some of these values that we've been seeing are kind of skyrocketed. So let's talk about that.
The question is, how are appraisers looking at sales or values now in the present market shift? Well, the work does not change, it stays the same. But the interpretation of data is key, especially in a shifting market. We pay close attention to recent data, how long properties are staying on the market. What are the sellers offering? Are they offering concessions? Are they paying extra points? All that information is key.
And we're starting to see that. I actually have a couple files with seller credit, and I know that this is not the best way to measure property or real estate, but Zillow and Realtor.com, you're starting to see price drops.
Definitely so.
What we call that is a market correction. We've had lots of appreciation in the past couple of years due to certain factors, but now the market is shifting, which means a slight correction in prices.
Yes, and I'm glad that you used the word correction, because a lot of people are thinking we're going down, the market is crashing. There's nothing like that going on right now. So the word correction was exactly what's happening. Interest rates are still healthy.
As a lender, I get asked so many times, about the appraisal. Not just because why we have the appraisal, but what are they looking for in an appraisal? And for some reason, the realtors are, in accepting offers, they always prefer conventional versus FHA. Why is that if both appraisals are supposed to be looking for health and safety issues?
Well, the main difference is that FHA has a significant amount of rules or items that the property must have. For example, all chipping paint should be painted. The water heater needs to be strapped. There needs to be the roof has a certain life expectancy. If it's 3 layers or more, it needs to be re-roofed.
Oh, I know what roof that is. You're talking about the shingle roof.
Yes, the roof on top of the house.
Nice. Okay.
And
Not those fancy brick roofs, guys. If you have those fancy brick ones, you're probably okay.
Yeah, that's called a cow-shaped roof.
Thank you. Cow-shaped. Okay.
Also, the property cannot be too close to perhaps commercial.
So Hector, can you please explain what exactly is an appraisal?
An appraisal is an estimate of value based on historic facts. Also, using active and pending listings to incorporate a value.
And for how long does a property have to be on the market for you to be able to use it?
Generally, in this case, in this particular market, you want recent data because that's the recent reactions of the buyers and sellers.
Wonderful.
So an appraisal is an estimate of value based on data, current, historic, and active data.
Awesome. So Hector, the house that's for sale down the street, let's say for $700,000, and the other one that's for sale for $950,000, are those considered data?
Well, that is data, but it may not be comparable data.
Because it needs to be a closed sale, correct?
Well, comparable data means that it's the same as the subject property. So there's got to be significant differences in the property characteristics. For example, square footage may be a large difference. They might have a pool. They might have a tennis court. They might have a guest house or ADU.
Awesome. So I think I'm going to pay a little bit more attention and look at the details of that house before I jump the gun and say it's overpriced.
property characteristics are key when you're appraising real estate property.
Why is that?
Because of the differences, because a typical buyer may not want a tennis court, he may want a pool, or he may want an extra bedroom.
Got it. I remember when I was buying my first house, they told me make sure that it has a tub for the kids. And being a single couple, I was thinking, a tub? I don't need a tub. And I'm so grateful we got one now. Are you talking about those kind of differences?
Yeah, those are amenity differences, and those are key and essential to a particular buyer.
Hector, I know we were in a little bit of a bidding war, properties at their all-time high. Let's talk about that.
Yes, well, last year we were in a bidding war where the sellers would get multiple offers. I'm saying anywhere 10 to 20 offers, depending on the property. So now, since the market is shifting, it's a little bit different. Buyers have, they even have chances to get their offers accepted, depending on the particular property that's selling.
Awesome. So it sounds like buyers are starting to move in a little bit now, right?
In some cases, I've seen that even sellers are paying buyers concessions, such as closing costs, such as buying down the rate, etc., depending on the area and on the particular listing that's involved.
Beautiful. That's what we love to hear, right, Sol?
Definitely.
So in some cases, in the rural parts of the county or the city, sometimes...
Rural? What's rural, sir?
Rural means not urban, means
Got it.
Somewhere like 50, 60 miles away from a main city. Sometimes they make the property owner connect from septic to sewer.
Got it. Okay. And I have heard of that. So there are several differences on the appraisals. So we'll talk about septic and sewer next.
A septic tank is a tank that could be under the house or it could be adjacent to the property, which means next to.
So there's all kinds of different options when it comes to plumbing.
There's also a cesspool.
What happens when a person passes away and now the property needs to be appraised for the inheritance? So
it's basically the same. This is how it goes because I do so many of them. So basically, we take the date of death. We would go back 6 months and use that data.
And why is that important?
Well, because the date of death is important because the tax code allows you to go back 6 months.
So let's say that if, heaven forbid, something were to happen to a family member, I was on title or they left me the house, I would want to get it appraised to, let's say it's worth $500,000. So in 10 years from now, if it's worth $1 million, I don't have to pay taxes on that. I'm safe if I choose to sell it.
That is a very good question, and I would advise you to talk to your CPA regarding question like that.
Beautiful.
So what other types of appraisals do you do, Hector?
So we do current appraisals, we do bank appraisals, we do land appraisals, we do divorce appraisals. We also do retrospective appraisals. What is retrospective? Means we go back to the date, to a specific date. For example, January 1st, 2015.
Okay.
How are those important though? Who would need an appraisal for 2015?
Well, generally attorneys would need them. If your your CPA, tax people would need something like that.
So there's a lot of different types of appraisals and different needs, not just for real estate.
Right.
Awesome. So can we reach out to you if we ever need some kind of a valuation, opinion, or any of those unique type of appraisals?
I will be more than happy to assist and help you. You can reach me at 626-926-4838. Text, call, or email Perez Appraisals at hotmail.com.
You heard it directly from Hector. Contact him with your questions.
2015.
So what about 2015?
So in that case, that's called a retrospective appraiser.
Ooh, never heard of that. So can you give me an example? I know that my client had a grandma that passed away. Property was valued at $500,000, but I think it was 10 years ago. Now they're trying to sell it and it's worth 1.2.
So the basic difference of a retrospective appraisal and a current appraisal is time. I was asked many times to appraise a property with the date of death being January 1st, 2015. That means I cannot use current data because it's not an effective date of the appraisal. I would have to go back to 2015.
Oh, so I still have the opportunity to get an appraisal for that property for, let's say, the year 2015 if I didn't take action at that point?
As long as there's data available, it could be a historic appraisal or a retrospective appraisal.
Besides carbon monoxide, fire, double strap water heaters,
That's what I
holes
want. Yeah.
in walls, broken windows. I mean, besides that, what else is health and safety? Hector, do you know what else might be health and safety?
Health and safety would be the economic roof life, the painting of the exterior, interior, floor coverings, deterioration of the amenities.
So if I have a little bit of cracks or something around the house, the stucco, do I need to go get a bag of stucco from Home Depot, or are you going to be okay with that?
It would also depend if it would affect the functionality of the property. So that's on a case-by-case basis.
Well, Hector, we want to thank you for your time and all the information that you gave us. I hope, and we hope, that all of this is valuable to you. Remember, bring us your questions. We'll be happy to answer them. Thank you.
Sí, gracias Hector por venir y pasar el tiempo aquí con nosotros en Cafecito Time. Aprendimos mucho y agarramos todas las respuestas que preguntamos. Muchas gracias. Hasta la otra.
Thank you.
Cheers!